Okay. All right, we are live. We are live. Hope you guys are doing great here. We'll give a few minutes for everyone to get into this live stream here, but certainly happy Saturday night, happy weekend to all of you. If you're coming from Asia, happy Sunday morning to you guys out there. And thanks so much for taking your time to join this live stream right here. I think we're going to have a lot of fun reacting to this video right here. So we'll get into it in like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Okay. Okay. Second. Okay. What is up, Thurrob Diecast? What is up? What is up? NN Collectibles, what is up as well? I hope you guys are doing great this evening or this morning, if it's for where you guys are coming from as well. All right. How has it been? How is it going, guys? Okay. Okay. All right, well, I might as well get started here and at least kind of introduce kind of what's going on to this video. So first of all, this is the new setup here for live streams and webcam videos. I know in my Q&A video I talked about how I was going to be investing into a webcam, and here is the result here. So I've got the webcam, still need some lighting and such, and eventually I will need to get a new microphone, but we have a live streaming setup here. So now we can react to some things. We can, do some fun like kind of videos where I just share the screen. So it'll be more content. There will still be those traditional videos of mine that I make, sitting and discussing kind of video essay style on a certain Hot Wheels topic. I'm actually filming my next video tomorrow where we're going to talk about making Hot Wheels 5-packs and multi-packs great again. That will come out next weekend, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But, in this right here, I wanted to kind of react to this video here from Prelude Boy 99. Few things I want to say. Number one, I have permission from Prelude Boy 99 himself. We discussed this in his comment section. He was really encouraging an open dialogue on this conversation right here. I got the permission and the go ahead and react to this video, so it is definitely with his cosign. I want to say a big shout out to Prelude Boy. First of all, big congrats to him to getting 3K subscribers. Definitely not easy to do, so shout out to you, my friends. If you guys are into RLC content and you're looking for more of that in true raw factual opinions, definitely check out Prelude Boy 99. His link is going to be in the description of this live stream right here if you guys want to check him out. So big up to him. I think he's doing really great work and he's telling it how it is, so definitely 2 thumbs up for him. The context behind this video is he released a video. It was titled, I'll just go into his channel real quick and I will get the actual name of the video. He released a video a couple days ago, why Hot Wheels collectors despise Lamley Group. And this video was a little bit more scattered and such, and I watched the thing through. He made some points. Some I agreed with, some I did not agree with, and I'm just going to come in here and just give my my 2 cents on that. And he has now put it into a more scripted format, and that's what this video is. So I actually have not watched this video. I do think it's going to be more of the same points, and probably he's going to be addressing some of those comments that he got in his previous video. So I'm excited to kind of see what's going on here. Some things, again, I will agree with on this, and some things I won't, but I really give a big shout out to Prelude Boy for putting this video out there. Certainly some taboo things I feel like he might have said there, and definitely for someone to take the courage to go out there and say these things, big shout out to you. So I will follow suit here. We will skip this ad. Okay. So we're gonna watch this together here. I'll just chime in here with my points. If you guys in the chat right there, just go ahead and like let me know what you guys think as well, and let me know if there's also any technical difficulties that you're seeing. Again, this is like the first time I'm using like OBS and like all this good stuff. So without further ado, let's get into this video. And this video, by the way, will be a full length video. I have a recording as well going on, so I'll edit it up and I'll make it a full length video if you guys want to watch it back. Let's go. Let's do it. Just where I stand on this, I would stand in I agree in some stuff. There's no audio on Prelude Boy's video. No audio on Prelude Boy's video. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Do you guys know on OBS how to do that here? Do I need to add into the... do I need to do this through the display capture? Yeah, hold up. How can I do that? No audio on his video. Okay, let me look into this here. Okay, I think that's mine. And then, let's see here. Hold up a minute, hold on. Display, audio. Capture, get the source. Oh yes, play some audio. Still nothing. Let me see here. Let me see if it's the other one. Oh. Is it this one? What about that? We hear you now. Yeah, my audio's back, but you can't hear the video, can't you guys? Damn. Okay. Select your audio device. Output capture source. Good news source. Click OK. Audio's back on. No video still. No. Yeah, it's not picking up the audio capture. See in here. Okay. Look under audio mixer. I see that. Select the gear button. Sorry guys, hold up a minute here. Okay, it says active. What do I put? Monitor and output. Does it work now? No. Yeah, any IT guys here? My goodness. Change the journal. Monitor off to monitor and output. Click close. Okay. Hit file on the upper left of here. Yeah, any IT guy? Take your time. We are good. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Not off to a great start, are we? Going here to settings. Click audio. Okay. Desktop audio. Oh, okay. I think I figured it out. Hold up. I think this is it. Okay, if I do Lenovo, now if I play it. No. Lenovo. Okay. There it is. To audio settings. Monitoring device. Lenovo. Okay. Still can't hear it? Do you guys hear that now? Like just now? Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not coming through. Nope. Damn. Okay. Change the drop-down menu to monitor off. Click file. Nothing yet. Nobody in chat's got OBS experience here. Let's see. Is there someone through my Discord who's actually going in through here? By the way, if you guys haven't joined the Discord, you guys should definitely join the Discord. That is for sure. We're having a lot of fun there. We did a live VC last night here, and it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. We had a great discussion. You actually help with the planning of the videos, which is really cool. So, you know, definitely why I'm going to be doing, especially some of the more topical videos, I definitely will be reaching out to the community for some of this stuff here. Capture your desktop audio. Okay, here. I'm going to, like, listen to this video real quick. I need, like, a nice, like... Okay.
To test if it's working properly, go to your Chrome tab and open up any video on YouTube that has music, and you can see the volume bar moving. If you find the volume too loud, you can tweak the peak by dragging the slider here. So once your volume is working properly, you can click on the settings option here and go to output. Under recording part, you can select where you want to save your recordings to.
Hey, what's up, Freeze Flame? No, Carboy, what's up, guys? I'm sorry, I'm having some technical problems here. You can kind of hear him with the video. Yeah, I can't hear the video. That's the problem. Damn. It's audio properties. Desktop audio. Let's see if I did these. What about that? I see the bar on mine is not, the bar is just not coming through. Yeah, that's the phone audio. It's not the actual audio of the video. Damn. Okay. I wonder if it's because I have the mic. Like you should be able to do both though at the same time. That's the thing. I'm just surprised that like one is working, one's not working. Maybe ChatGPT can help us. ChatGPT is like, you know, a audio troubleshooter, right? They're a tech guy. In your room and let it come through your. Can you play the audio in your room and let it come through your headset? I don't know. My audio output capture is not working in my OBS. Why can my audience not hear what I am displaying? Let's see. In sources, make sure you added not audio input. Yep, it's output capture. Right click it, say properties. Okay. Properties. Yeah. Make sure that I'm picked the right one. Yeah, it should be the Lenovo. Yeah. Or is there a way if I could like put it through my headphones even? Is that like if I do that, does that work?
Car was going to sell out in minutes. We all accepted the risks and went to the website.
Oh, did that just work? Did that just work? I know you guys are on delay. Did that just work? Put it through the chat right here. I'm just gonna I'll play it from here.
Address later in this video.
I see it coming through.
I think the video was successful in starting a conversation on one of the most prominent figures within the Hot Wheels community. I did not want to make a video in which everyone agreed with the things I said. For me, having a conversation in an echo chamber.
We figured it out. There you go. Right there. There's proof. The AI can help you with troubleshooting much better than any sort of like chat bot can. We are back. All right, so let's do this. Let's react to this video, my friends. Let's react. All right.
It all started with the RWB Porsche that came out a few weeks ago. Usually I make a before you buy video expressing my thoughts and opinions while also giving my community a friendly
just text me
reminder when the sale is going to drop. We all knew that the car was going to sell out in minutes. We all accepted the risk.
So, okay, let's talk about this real quick, this part, just starting off. So when he's talking about I heard this RWB Porsche was an absolute disaster of a drop. I heard that there was a lot of locations that this thing couldn't be sent to in the first place, and then that tons and tons of people missed out on it. Did this thing actually even go ahead? I don't even know if this thing even went ahead. So I totally understand where this all is kind of starting off here, okay? And this is, by the way, I don't collect Redline Club. That's just something that I don't want to put my 2 feet into. Because number one, it's expensive, but number two, it just takes like the worst parts of the hobby. Scalpers, having to go online for something, limited quantities. And then also, there's a lot of variables that go into these cars, so a lot of things can go wrong. He's going to probably talk later in this video about quality control. And, you know, we certainly can talk about that then. And when you have this many components on a car, there's a lot more of a chance for that car to have quality control issues. So, let's keep going.
And went to the website to try to snag at least one. as expected, the car sold out, not a lot of people got it, and they were left upset. I would be too if I missed out. What made me upset later that day was hearing the news that people outside the US got their orders canceled 8 hours after the sale. I knew I had to talk about it, so before I went to work the following morning, I made a quick video and made some comments about Lamley Group. A lot of people agreed with what I said and wanted me to make a video on it. So I did. I made a 30-minute video on Lamley Group, and it sparked a huge debate within the community. Let's read some of the comments and I will respond to them here. So here's a comment from Pantaloon TV, and this is a response to somebody else saying that throwing super treasure hunts in the backyard is just silly. No one should get mad about that. So this is what he said. Well, yeah, the big aspect to a collector is the ability to appreciate and take proper care of your collection. So of course, other collectors will find it distasteful to see a fellow collector throw his piece in the grass. Anyone is allowed to do whatever they want with their collection, but he has purposely recorded and posted a video frisbeeing super treasure hunts into the grass, which can only be interpreted as an attempt to show fellow collectors that he is above them, or that he simply doesn't care in general. As a collector, I find the culture of sentimentality among fellow collectors to be one of the most respectable aspects of the hobby. If we lose that aspect, the whole concept of collecting becomes pointless. I 100% agree with what this guy said. This is exactly how I feel when I saw that.
Okay, so let me go into full screen here. So essentially what he's saying, if you go and we watch that Lamley video, he has these reels where he's going over there and he's throwing his cars in his backyard, and they're super treasure hunts, right? And, you know, the way that they're taking it is like they're taking it for granted, you know. And the way I see it is this, like, just because you know what, not everyone needs to treat their collection exactly the same, okay? If someone spends their money and, or in Lamley's case, gets it from Mattel, and he wants to take those cards and throw them like frisbees in his backyard, then he's entitled to do so, okay? Like, I get, and again, would I do that personally? No, right? But am I going to judge someone else for doing that if that's what they really want to do with their collection? Also no, okay? That's kind of where I'm at with that, all right? Like, just because he doesn't, like, maybe hold his collection at this high standard, I think that it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think a lot of collectors are very butthurt because they can't find a super treasure hunt in the wild and all this other stuff. And for me, I've only found 6, right? I don't find these at all. I've found 6 over the past. I think the first one of those 6 I found in 2017, and I haven't found a super treasure hunt in 2.5 years. Okay. And exactly, just like NN is saying right here, they're just toys, and people are kind of taking them as like they're like trophies or they're like gold or something like this, right? If he wants to take that item that's worth $50, let's say, on the resale market, and he wants to throw it like a frisbee in his backyard, let him do so. Like, all power to him, right? I think a lot of this comes from a place of a lot of these collectors who have these opinions come from a place where they would want to be Lamley themselves. I think it comes from, honestly, a place of envy. And if they were in his position, I think they would do the same thing. That's kind of like where I'm at with this, is Mattel has chosen Lamley to do the showcases on Instagram, the showcases on YouTube, right? He gets the viewers, he has the subscribers and such. Do I watch all of his videos? No. No, I don't find a lot of that unboxing stuff interesting at all, especially now because I'm buying less new stuff than ever. But Mattel has hitched their wagon to him. They've hitched their wagon to him. And I think a lot of people want to be in that spot. And they're not going to be in that spot. And I think that's where like a lot of this outrage comes from. I don't think it's not Prelude Boy, by the way. I don't think Prelude Boy is a RLC mainly focused guy. I don't think he wants to be Lamley. But I think a lot of people in that comment section, their collections are kind of clones of Lamley's. And I think they would want to be Lamley if they could. For me, I wouldn't want to be Lamley. Like, if you see my videos, my collection is nothing like Lamley's. My connection with the Hot Wheels brand is nothing like that. But I think a lot of those people who like the licensed cars, the car guys, you know, and now they see Super Treasure Hunt as like this, you know, big sparkly thing. I think that they want to be Lamley. I think that's what the problem is. All right, what do you think about Race Grooves? I love Race Grooves. I think Race Grooves is great. I think Race Grooves is the greatest Hot Wheels channel of all time. I think he's the GOAT. Even though he doesn't really post no more, his run, different. Hit different. And then Just Guy, yes, it's still disrespectful. But disrespectful to who, though? Disrespectful to who? You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel disrespected. Like, he got it. Take those Super Treasure Hunts and swap them out with another model. Would you feel the same way? Like, if that was just 12 basics that were worth $1 a piece, would you feel the same way? Is it just that Super Treasure Hunt aspect of the model that's making you feel that way? Yeah. It is just envy. Exactly. Like, that's where I think a lot of this comes from. I think it comes from a place of envy and jealousy, not Prelude Boy. I genuinely don't think that comes from him. I think that's where it comes from. Now, I have some serious critiques about Lamley. I do. And I'll get to those a little bit later. But this is one of the ones where I don't agree with this video here. Let's keep going.
Video without prior context. I read some comments telling me that he was going to open those Super Treasure Hunts for a Lamley showcase or a Lamley show. I don't watch Lamley enough to know what he does. I believe it's like a show where it's a contest and he ranks Super Treasure Hunts, which is really cool. I didn't have any context about that, so watching that video with no context just seems like he's being very distasteful to his collection. A lot of responses to that.
Whoa, hold up. I gotta go back on that. What did
you
say?
So watching that video with no context, just the contest and he ranks Super Treasure Hunts, which is really cool. I didn't have any context about that, so watching that video with no context just seems like he's being very distasteful to his collection. A lot of responses to that.
Yeah, but again, it is his collection at the end of the day. It is his collection. And no matter how he obtained the thing, that's a whole nother discussion, but it's his collection. And that's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do.
Have been, oh, it's just a $1 toy. This is silly. Why are we getting upset about this? A lot of people don't understand that what he's throwing are Super Treasure Hunts. They're very hard to find. They're very rare. A lot of people go through a lot of trouble to find them.
Yeah, they go through a lot of trouble. Okay. They go through a lot of trouble. What are you talking about? Like a normal collector, like me, like, you know, again, it's not his fault. It's not Lamley's fault that the scalpers are going out there to the stores and scooping up the Super Treasure Hunts, right? I think what he's doing is a result of the hobby, okay? I am not... A lot of diehard... Mike's Hobby Planet gets my cosign. Mike's Hobby Planet, his videos are actually pretty great. I think Mike's Hobby Planet to me is just a guy who goes out there and like he just hustles and he's in it for the love of the hobby. I really do think that. I think his videos are really entertaining. I think he's got a great pace into him. I'm not personally subscribed to him because I don't really watch peg hunting content, but I think of the peg hunters, I think he's the best one.
Hard collectors like...
Right, exactly, Mazamiata. Just because the supers are rare, that doesn't make them the highlight of the hobby. There's 99 other things that you could be focusing on, but for some reason, everyone... And this is the same problem in the Pokemon hobby, where everyone's just obsessed with the chases. Chases, rarity, and it all comes from a place of, okay, yeah, they have Spectre Flame paint, they look nice, right? But also it comes from a place of, I have it and you don't. I have it, you don't. That means me, as a Hot Wheels collector, am better than you. Which, that doesn't make any sense at all. Okay? Someone who has 300 cars... and none of them are rare, but they have a great focus to their collection. Their collection's done really nicely. It has a great connection with them. That is a fantastic collection. That's a better collection than someone who has 5,000 cars and 200 Super Treasure Hunts or something like this in their collection. They're just bragging about it when it's just a bunch of fluff. Yeah? thoughts on Hot Wheels Hunting International. Is he the European guy? I haven't really watched his stuff, to be honest, but I mean, is he one of the guys who has in this thumbnail like the Super Treasure Hunts? If so, yeah. But I do give the cosign of Mike's Hobby Planet. Cool guy. I've talked to him in the comments before. Cool guy.
Myself try to get a Super Treasure Hunt. I have not found a Super Treasure Hunt on the pegs. I went through multiple different stores, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Dollar General, Walmart, Target. I can never find a Super Treasure Hunt. And to be honest, I accepted the reality that I'm probably never going to find one in the wild, and I'm okay with that. I mean, the fun of hunting.
I'm glad that Prelude Boy has come to this realization that, like, and I hope you do find a Super Treasure Hunt, okay? It's a great feeling. It really is. It's definitely a chase and a half, especially nowadays. If you can find one in the 2020s, a lot more difficult than when I was finding here and there Super Treasure Hunt in the 2010s. But it comes down to you got to beat the scalpers in your area. That's unfortunately the case.
Super Treasure Hunts is the unknown. If I knew I was going to find a Super Treasure Hunt at a Dollar Tree or a Dollar General, it wouldn't be as exciting. Of course, anybody can generalize that to a dollar car, but it's more than that. It's the hunt. It's the thrill. It's the rarity. So this is from Miami 543210. This is what they have to say. They are toy cars. They are collector items, and he is reviewing them. That's it. It's all. What's all the hate for? Who cares how he gets them? Who cares what he makes? He's reviewing the vehicles, and he's entertaining and informative. And that's the whole point of reviewing any product. Wow. Anybody have a problem with him? That's kind of weird. Don't you think, to be hating on something like this? So I understand where this guy is coming from, or where this person is coming from with this comment. And I totally understand. We shouldn't really be hating on somebody that's just doing their job. It is weird to be upset at somebody just doing their job. And the issue is that because he is sent free stuff and he has this relationship with Mattel, he's biased towards them, so he can't really have a real opinion. All he can do is praise it. He can't say he dislikes it or he doesn't think it's good. He has to praise it, because if he says that, then the car isn't going to do very well and it's going to influence people. So he's not free to have an opinion. It's more so a commercial where he has to praise it, he has to make it look good on camera, so that way people will go out and buy it. Then again, there's the other side of the argument where he's just showcasing it, he's not really reviewing it, which is fine. I mean, a showcase is just a sneak peek. It's just showing the car and talking about it. This comment is from one of my...
Okay. In this case, I agree with Prelude Boy right here. So I work in public accounting, okay? I project management, tax, and audits and things like this. And we have like strict policies around independence. We have to take annual assessments on this. We can't be in, like, I can't invest in a company that, like, is a client of ours. Can't do it, okay? There's all types of independence rules. And we have to if it's a public company, in the auditor report, you can see who the auditor is. You can see what the auditor opinion, who is it coming from, okay? You see all this stuff. With him, he does, to be fair, when he gets a case from Mattel, he will say that it's sent from Mattel. But for some reason, viewers of the channel don't make that like click of, oh, wait a minute, this is kind of like a commercial. This kind of is like an advertisement for this, isn't it? And there are clear flaws that are right in front of Lamley. There's one that Prelude Boy points out in his last video where I think it was a Hycoska Skyline, had a horrible QC defect on it. This was an RLC model too, so we're talking about a $20, $30, $40 retailed car, and it just is glancing right over it, right? There's serious problems. And that he is biased. He is biased. So if someone especially is not going to watch another person on YouTube like Prelude Boy review the product and actually like talk about the flaws, someone who doesn't have that relationship with Mattel, they're only going to get that independence, conflict of interest opinion that Lamley gives, okay? Because he's not going to want to say something that's going to damage the relationship, of course. So that's why for me, you guys like me because I just like kind of say what I think, right? Like I'm kind of raw with it. Same thing with Prelude Boy. So for me, I would never take, I don't think, a deal with any brand because it just makes my independence conflicted. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now here. I'll just read the chat really quick. That's what reviewers do. It's the same thing. Yeah, absolutely. So no inside trading. Yeah, we can't do that. So like, we're going to talk about accounting here. Look into the Arthur Andersen case. Arthur Andersen was one of the big firms in public accounting, had a huge independence issue in the early 2000s, shut that firm down. Billions of dollar firm shut down. Crazy. So should Mattel stop making yearly ultimate garages or gimmicky city play sets? I think yes, but actually I think I was talking to JC Squared about this or somebody, and he was saying that the ultimate garage is the male version of the Barbie dream house, and that because of that they probably won't get rid of it now. And especially when we talk about Christmas time, like that's going to be a big seller. And there's like different tiers of the Ultimate Garage too. Personally, I don't like the Ultimate Garage. I think it looks not so good and such, but maybe a kid would love it. I'm not sure. Yeah. Let's keep going in this. Yo, shout out to Hotline Diecast. If you haven't checked him out, definitely do so. Oh, let me make sure. So this is the comment here. Sorry, I didn't switch it over. Shout out to Hotline Diecast. If you haven't checked out his channel, he creates videos like all the time. He's always talking about diecast in a variety of ways. So definitely check him out. I totally agree. It is absolute. All the negative comments are definitely coming out of jealousy. Most of them, especially if their talk is about super treasure hunts. Okay, he doesn't receive free stuff. It's a partnership like any. Okay, but it is free. It is free. It is free stuff. He either gets, because he has a relationship with Mattel. What does Mattel give him? They're either giving him free product or money or both. That's what's being given. It's money or free stuff. That is it. Okay? Just like it's like any partnership that markets products. Yes. Right. But people are watching him under the impression that he's going to give an honest review and opinion of the product that he's showcasing. When he's not. He's not. He's not going to do that. But the pushback being out of jealousy and envy, I agree. Most of that. So I agree with the first part of this comment, and I don't agree on the second part. Yeah. It's free except the fact he has to leave a positive face. And that positive face, how much is that worth? How much, and this is a good question, how much is your opinion worth? Because would he be, if he wasn't getting that payment, would he be actually talking about the QC defects of these castings? Probably. It's so obvious. It's hitting you right in the face. Any viewer can see it. He would be doing that, right? So essentially, the freedom that he has to actually give his honest opinion on things is clearly worth there is some sort of like value that he's put to it. Now he kind of thinks it's fine to, give his opinion, give it away, essentially, give it back to Mattel. Mattel is not gonna, he's not gonna say his opinions on things, his true thoughts on it. for whatever they're receiving back. It's almost like a sponsorship in the way if you're sponsored a video, you're obviously going to talk positively about the product. Yeah, of course. And, you know, for me, even me, I have a side hustle myself. On TikTok, I do TikTok affiliate shop. You can look up my account, BM Plugs. It's on there. I work with Super Mini Wheels, which is a diecast hobby shop. Super Mini Wheels has a relationship right with Mattel. It gets cases just like Target, Walmart, like any sort of big store does. Gets cases from Mattel and then sells as an e-commerce store, right? And if I'm able to make any sort of sales on that, I get like a little bit of commission on it, right? So I'm working with a diecast store. So that to me is fine because I don't need to advertise products that like I don't like, right? But Mattel, it's like anything that they send him, he has to advertise, right? So yeah. And Kenny right here, I like Kenny's comment. Honestly, to me, Lamley has some good and bad. The good is that he shows some cars in some detailed ways. The bad is the bias. Right. Lamley showcases those Hot Wheels cars better than anybody on this platform. Do not get that wrong. Do not get that wrong. Especially when you're talking about short and long-term formatting. He's the best at doing that. He's absolutely the best at doing that. But yes, if you're going there to see a showcase and the model's showcased well, then go there. But if you're going there for an honest opinion on the product, not going to get it. And I wish it was a voice for us. Well, that is a challenge, though, for the rest of us, that the people who are making videos, myself, my friend here, Hot Wheels Historian, in the chat as well, we have to essentially become big enough channels and keep our integrity, and then we can kind of be the voice for you guys. So that's up to us. Hot Wheels Historian's going to get there, by the way. Hot Wheels Historian's going to get there. He's gonna be, I'll tell you, if you guys in the chat, if you guys haven't watched Hot Wheels Historian, he's going to be much, much bigger than me. This guy has raw, natural talent. Hot Wheels Historian's videos, his first videos, are like already at a pretty high level for this community especially. Compare it to mine. Compare those to my first videos, man. Yeah, my thing went out. All right, let's get back to watching this video right here.
I totally agree with what he said. A lot of the pushback is out of jealousy. He gets stuff for free, he showcases it, and then there is the perspective or the assumption that he sells the free stuff that he has. And we don't know if the stuff that he sells is from his personal collection or if it's from the stuff that Mattel sends him. I imagine that some of the stuff Mattel sends him, he keeps. I don't believe he sends them back. I believe there are some things that he's able to keep and some stuff that he has to send back. For example, if it's that Sweet 16 RLC collector case, I believe he had to send that back. But if it's like small RLC, like that BMW that came out a few weeks ago, I'm sure they let him keep that. And most of the money he makes is from the ad revenue from the videos. I like this comment. This comment is based around fact. People have hate for him out of jealousy, and I can understand the jealousy. Here's a comment.
Okay. The big point I want to talk about is, and this is an ethics thing we're talking about here, and I kind of have an opinion on this, but I can be talked out of it, okay? So I want to talk specifically about the whatnot piece. So Lamley gets stuff from Mattel. He might be taking that and selling it on whatnot. If you got a gift for your birthday or something, maybe you already had the item, maybe you didn't like the item, and it came with a gift receipt, can you not send that back? Now, there is also a key difference that he'll get something that grows in value, right? There's a capital gain that's on some of these items and he's able to sell it for more. Maybe, I don't know what that partnership that they have is. I'm not here to speculate the details of it, right? But is it okay to sell things on whatnot that's been gifted to you? I mean, I get why he does it. I get why he does it. It's another piece of content too. Remember that. It's a very easy piece of content to do. All you got to do is just kind of flick on your camera, and you got this like, nice piece of content that you can put out there just like this. It can be a live stream just like this, right? So I don't know. I feel like he's setting stuff back. Those castings in the previews with the FVP codes. Yeah, that stuff has to go back, Mattel. That we know for sure. In terms of like some of the preview stuff, I feel like he gets to keep a lot of it. That would be my guess. I mean, it's just die-cast castings at the end of the day. I mean, don't look at the sticker price. Don't look at the sticker price of an item. You have to look from Mattel's perspective. You have to look at how much it costs for them to manufacture it. And then that, and plus the shipping fee to send it over to Lamley is like that for them, that advertising that he's doing for that product is probably worth it for them. If it's an RLC model, it's retailing for $30, they're probably making it for a fraction of that. Probably an eighth. Between probably a fifth to an eighth of that is probably what they're making. The profit is, many times over. If you're gifted something, it's yours to do with it. I totally agree, Donut Boy. That's kind of where I'm at it with it. I mean, yeah, the Whatnot, I think Whatnot definitely has a bad rap, especially when we're talking about other fandoms. Pokemon, it's a big problem. A lot of scalpers go on there and they sell stuff. Even in Hot Wheels, other scalpers will go over there and sell stuff. Sneakers, huge issue. Whatnot is a platform with a huge issue. Sports cards, same problem. So there's a lot of fandoms that Whatnot's been a bad thing for, but I don't know if Lamley is necessarily. I think he's more so using it instead of going on eBay and just listing it. He can kind of have another piece of content for it. That's kind of where I'm at with that.
Comment from Revo FPV 2180. He's essentially a brand ambassador. People need to get real about that, and there won't be so much to whine about. Take it as it is. Enjoy the showcase and make your own decision about supporting Hot Wheels. I do wish he'd speak up a bit more for the collectors. But at the end of the day, any one of us would love to have his gig and would make sure to keep it going. Gotta keep the food on the table. Whining about him disrespecting $1 toys is just silly. I agree with him mostly for the first 2/3 of the comment. He is a brand ambassador, and he doesn't really represent us. He never said that he represented us. We all assumed that he did because he's a content creator and he interacts with his community. So, of course, we all assumed that he was going to be our voice, but he's not. And he's right. We would all love to have his gig, and if we did, we would do anything to keep it going.
I would not want his gig. I would not want his gig. I don't want to constantly be under pressure by Mattel. Hell no. I could pass on that. I don't want his gig.
We should all make our own decisions about supporting Hot Wheels. Here's a comment from Leonardo. This is what they say.
Yeah. I totally agree about this. You have to kind of look at Lamley, almost look at him as like a part of Mattel's marketing. Not just Mattel, by the way. I think there's other brands that work with them. Mini GT, Tarmac Works, Pop Rays, Tomica. They all probably work with this guy. Let's be real. Yeah. A job is a job. Now, I don't know if it's a... Regardless, yeah, you got to put food on the table, And that's the way... If that's the way he wants to get his money, then that's the way he wants to get his money. If you had the chance to earn money via giving a forced review while you had little to no money, you would probably take that opportunity. No, because the reason being is because Hot Wheels is not going to be my full-time job. The only way Hot Wheels becomes my full-time job is that if my channel, this one, like makes, is able to make the income on its own. If this channel is never successful enough, I would never be making a living on this. Never. Not happening. No, I would not. I would not want my job to be watching cars go around turntables. I'm good.
we should all make our own decisions about supporting Hot Wheels. Here's a comment from Leonardo. This is what they say. I can see where you're coming from. It comes off like someone who has forgotten what it's like to be a typical collector and gets everything easy. So, like someone who is given a cushy job straight away in life, they have a different outlook. In this case, he has no real attachment to finding a rare car or getting a pre-order in on a limited sale, so a Hot Wheels fan can feel annoyed as they are trying everything to get one special item, whereas Lamley gets it on a silver plate.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. I like what they're saying here. He probably doesn't have to be in line at RLC. He doesn't have to report some of the issues that you saw like with that RWB release. He doesn't have to be the one to report that. He can just kind of move on to the next thing, right, pretty easily. Where everyone else, the people who really wanted that item, yeah, I mean, they're going to have some issues with it, right? That's why I think with the RLC, I don't think it should be limited. I don't think it should be limited. I don't care if the car has a resale value. That's not the point. The point of it is, are you going to buy it to put in your collection? Do you like it enough to put it in your collection? If the answer is no, and you're only going to have it for the resale, why do you have it? You don't need it. I wish that they would do just however much someone does a pre-order and they just fulfill that many orders. They make that many castings and then months later they release it. That's what I think they should do. That way everybody who wants them gets them. There will still be some level of resale because there'll be people who are maybe getting into the hobby into the future and they want these castings from the past and they're going to have to pay a premium to get them because they weren't there for it, which it is what it is. But I wish they just made it to order. Like, I don't see, especially when we're talking about RLC, I don't see the point of having those limited to, and they've raised the number, by the way, of the amount of castings. They're sometimes making 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 of some of these castings, it seems like. And, you know, just open it to everybody. It's more money for you. Mattel is not going to make any money on the resale market. The only thing they're making money is the hype that resale market generates, and it puts people back to go ahead and buy their product.
He hit the nail right on the head. A lot of people don't.
Let's see here. Let's put him to the side. I'd rather see a video of anyone in these comments showing off their favorite cars. Yeah. What are your thoughts on peak time racing? I don't watch them. Yeah, collecting should be about what you like rather than reselling. Absolutely. See, that's the thing. If you don't care about RWBs, why are you buying it? Why are you buying it? You don't need to buy it.
Don't know what the business end of
like. How many people like this? You guys like this. I like it. How much is it worth on the resale market? Not very much. Not very much at all. But I like it. Right? That's what collecting should be about. That is what collecting should be about. By the way, isn't this webcam cool? It has an AI tracker on it. So like if I move here, it'll follow me and I don't have to like use my hands. How about that, huh? Yeah. Kenny, in a way, I wish Lamley gave more attention to the originals castings because those are where the designer's mind and ideas come to fruition. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, me too. I agree. But the good news is that we have a lot of good fantasy collectors, some established ones. Tesla's Cube, for example, does a great job of those Hot Wheels Originals reviews. You got that guy, Hot Wheels Historian, in this chat right here. He does a showcases too on the fantasy castings, and then I'll kind of do some walkthroughs here and there. And there's other people on the platform that will show off their favorite castings. So we're getting there. And Kenny, by the way, you should be doing that. You should be doing that. You have a YouTube channel. You make good videos. You could be a part of that, my friend. You should be a part of that.
Lamley's relationship with Mattel is like. So they only have this perspective of seeing him unboxing these beautiful castings, these hard to find castings on his channel. And they get jealous, understandably so. He gets a lot of cool stuff. And we don't understand that he has earned his place in the Hot Wheels community. He started small, he built his channel, and he is where he is now because he did a good job doing what he's doing. I can respect the man for what he does. I don't like how he treats his fan base or his community. I wish he was more transparent with the things that he says or the relationship that he has with Mattel or other brands. It would be nice if he was more transparent. So that way people can have a different perception of who Lamley is as a person, because they just see it as a guy who is snobby and he gets everything that we wish we had. So this comment is spot on, and I really appreciate this comment.
Agreed. That comment, I agree with everything. And you do have to give credit to Lamley. Now, the thing is with Lamley, I first subscribed to Lamley in about 2016. So a long time ago. And back then, actually, he used to give his opinions on things. I remember watching the 2016 Matchbox case unboxings. Watch those. He gives actual opinions, feedback, tips for Mattel to get better. All these things. All these things that we're talking about here that he's lacking of today, back then he used to do that stuff. He really did. And his videos were great. I remember binge watching all those 2016 Matchbox case openings, because for Matchbox, they were actually taking an approach that just wasn't working for them. It didn't have their brand identity, right? For Matchbox, actually, at that time, there were too many fantasy castings. There were too many castings that had too much plastic bodies on them. It wasn't working for them, right? I think Matchbox should always focus on the licensed stuff, because that's been their bread and butter forever. And then you drop in a fantasy Matchbox. I was trying to see if I have one around here, but I don't think I do. You drop in a fantasy Matchbox every now and again. The field car, the Ridge Raider 2 that's coming out in, this next year. These type of cars, you kind of sprinkle those originals in. You get some of those MBX originals that are like realistic looking fantasy models of like street vehicles, like fire trucks and police cars and buses and all this other stuff, right? So that's where they should have gone, and Lamley was talking about that, and that brand is in a much better place now than it was back then, for sure. And Hot Wheels should be more of a balance. They should have a large fantasy contingent, like that should be that should be part of the brand, right? And they should also have at the same time a license as well. It should probably be about a 50-50 split for Hot Wheels, ideally. Because that's when Hot Wheels is at their best, is when they're making good license stuff and good fantasy stuff too. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Let's read some of these comments. Skizzy, FTW, love your focus on fantasy and try to refocus. And I must say the love for Hot Wheels is back. And I find castings, and now I'm making cards of these cards in Swim. Potato Pack. That's exactly why we make these videos, my friend. That's exactly why we make these videos. By the way, I don't care if you don't like fantasy casting or not, and it makes you happy to collect a certain subsection of licensed castings. I just want to get you to a place where you're happy with what you're collecting. That's my ultimate goal here. I'm just showing you what I like, but whatever, you can interpret that whatever you want. If you just like JDM cars and you want to focus on your collection on JDM cars, go ahead, do it, man. Do it. But I'm glad, Potato Pack, that you're finding enjoyment with the hobby. I'm very, very glad to hear that. I just made a time track. What car should I use on it? Time track, is that Carboy? Is that a diecast like a Hot Wheels track? Like what? I'm not sure what the time track is off the top of my head. If you're talking about track cars, the new Ravager ST is a great track car. Twin Dorado, I think, is a pretty great new track car as well. Again, this is just from appearances. I'm not testing them out on track myself, but those are some pretty good ones. Totally agree. Back then, Lamley had been more transparent. Yep, dude. Hey, Lamley was kind of talking is SHIT back then. Lamley was kind of talking some stuff, man. He was really kind of putting these brands in their place when they kind of lost track of things. So it's inauthentic. That's the issue. Authenticity is the strongest currency on the moment. Ding, ding, ding. Shout out to Accelerate on that. Absolutely. Authenticity is definitely a thing. That's why I would never trade it in for a sponsorship, because I enjoy being able to come on here and just talk whatever I want to talk about, you know? I used to only collect first editions, but now I can never complete the set, and the amount of fantasy that were left over just haunting me of what I only had left. Let's see here. Mattel seemed to be taking back more feedback back then than today. Yeah, because they needed to. Let me be clear. Back then, they needed to. They needed to fix their brand a bit. Who's the best Hot Wheels customizer that you've seen? I don't really watch Hot Wheels customizers. I'll say Jakarta Diecast Project, but I mean, I'm not probably the one to ask. Yeah, he holds back his negative comments. I wonder if he... I think he really wants to say them, to be honest with you. Yep. Ron, yeah, shout out to Ron Wong. Kenny, you're definitely right about that. Shout out to Ron Wong. He's been doing great stuff. And he comes actually, yeah, that's the cool thing about Ron Wong, is that he actually comes from our background. Like, he was into Acceleracers, he likes fantasy castings. He's definitely, you know, a big proponent of that. And then we also have Brian Zhao, who I'm excited about and seeing what he does. He's kind of like around my age, so that's cool that he's, you know, in the team and, you know, making the Haku Type D. That is Hako Type D is a good place to start, my friend. Donut Boy fantasy castings are cool. I just go for whatever piques my interest. Yeah, that's absolutely you should be doing that. Let's see here. Yeah, Hot Wheels track. Don't have Twin Dorado still in the C case. Ah, yeah, Carboy. Canada's terrible, isn't it? Canada is so behind. I'm sorry. I think even like a casting like Drift and Break from last year is probably pretty solid on the tracks too, would be my assumption. That could be another one that you look into. I'm just talking about ones that are recent. But definitely any of the X Acceleracers are also going to be really good. Now I see fantasy castings of Pokemon characters. They have characters and merge, and with a spin of their name, feels at my alley. Pokemon collection and making Hot Wheels cards. Yeah, exactly. Talking mad back in the day. Yeah, like I'm not saying he's talking mad stuff, but watch watch his old stuff and compare it to now. I'm telling you, he was calling him out on stuff, man. He was calling him out on stuff. And then just a guy at my annoying, you're not annoying me, man. Keep commenting. I love it. Let's watch more of this stuff.
On both sides of the argument, I realized that I was going about this whole situation the wrong way. Getting upset at Lamley is pointless, and it's a waste of time. Why? Because Lamley is just a commercial made by a corporation. Getting mad at a commercial is silly. I realize that now. We should be mad at the corporation that made the commercial, Mattel. Lamley was never a voice for us to begin with. And although he built a strong community, what good is having a community when you can't be honest and genuine with your audience? Lamley is great at what he does, and I'm not going to hate him for that. I think we all need to realize that and redirect our anger elsewhere, where it matters. I realized that my energy was very hostile towards Lamley, and I apologize for that. That's not who I am. I don't want to throw shade at anyone because someone could do the same thing to me, and I wouldn't be cool with that. The truth is, we need to hold ourselves accountable for supporting bad business practices. If we keep purchasing RLCs from Mattel, we are rewarding them for treating us like crap. If we keep buying super treasure hunts from scalpers, we are rewarding them for taking advantage of us. We can shout and point fingers all we want, but the only way to really make our voices heard is to close our wallets. This is a hard thing to do, as we love the brand so much and we don't want to miss out on anything cool. This brand has been a part of my whole life. It's addictive, and it's hard to quit. I won't lie, I even have a hard time walking away because I don't want to miss out on anything either. I made the Lamley video to hold a mirror up to the community and myself and ask the question, why do we despise someone that is doing their job? A lot of the comments I received in my Lamley video don't like him because they are jealous. Who wouldn't be jealous? He is someone who has a relationship with the company that makes our favorite products, and he receives them for free and talks to the designers. Who wouldn't want that? The issue is that scalpers are making it difficult to collect.
I would not want that. Again, bro, I'll tell you, I don't want people telling me what to say and what to do and how to think. I do not want that. I have enough of that in my, my actual job. You know what I mean? This is already, and that goes for all of us, right? So this YouTube channel here, I'm not taking something like that. It's just not worth it for me. It's just not worth it.
The things that we want and making it harder to find super treasure hunts or chases. Mattel isn't going to do anything about it because they are only interested in the money. They don't care if one household is ordering 30 RLCs as long as they're getting the money. Lamley doesn't care because he is growing his own business by showcasing what he loves and doesn't have to go through the battle that we do as collectors. So who should we be mad at? Mattel. How are we going to solve this? By not supporting bad business practices. Close the wallets. I'm not saying
close the wallets, people. Close the wallets. No, I totally agree with what he's saying there, and this is why I don't want to be part of RLC. This is why I don't want to be part of RLC. I used to be into sneakers back during the peak of sneaker phase, like the mid to late 2010s, and it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare having to compete with bots and such. Now you're seeing those same issues that they had there. Now that Mattel Creations is open, they've actually now trickled over to the Hot Wheels hobby. So I don't want to be anywhere part of that, and I don't like RLC models enough. I just don't like them. I actually don't even own one. I don't even own an RLC model. I do plan on buying one, just so I have one. I can have a reference to one. I'm thinking about maybe getting that Koenigsegg. That's kind of the one I'm kind of thinking about right now. Maybe that one or the Pagani. Those are kind of the two I'm thinking. But I don't have an RLC, and I'm not going to be getting into that. I'm not putting 2 feet into that. No way.
You have to completely give up collecting Hot Wheels to send a message. You can go to a local Hot Wheels convention and buy RLC from your community friends. Mattel won't get your money, and you'll be helping a friend out and bonding with the community. My rule of thumb for RLC is to wait 5 months after the sale date to see how much the price has decreased. People need to be more patient when buying RLC secondhand. eBay is the worst site to buy RLC. However, the prices decrease all the time because they're trying to get rid of all the stock they purchased. Just be patient. As for me, I'm going to continue to talk about Hot Wheels RLC. I will continue to criticize it where it needs to be criticized, and I will speak for the community when I have to. We all love Hot Wheels, so why are we fighting each other when the enemy is clearly Mattel? I'm not going to continue to talk about Lamley. The video was meant to be a question, not to attack him or send hate his way. I will admit
this QC issue is absolutely crazy. To gloss over something like this, look at that hood. That is a several. Well, how much does this retail for? Over $30? That is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Crazy work. And it's one thing if they do it on a $1 model if it has a tampo issue. Whole nother issue if we're talking about something that is a limit of 2 per customer that costs over $30. Insane. You can't have QC issues there. You just can't. And they have really struggled not only with the QC on the product itself, but also the way they're dropping a lot of these products as well.
I was a bit harsh in my last video, and it wasn't my intention to be that aggressive. I apologize for that. I'm not apologizing for my opinions on him. I think he should be more transparent and honest with his community rather than try to sell a product. That's just me, but the man is good at what he does. And there's a reason why brands like him.
I agree, he is good at what he does.
I am not going to hate him for his talent. He is good, and he earned what he built. Thanks for watching this video. I'm going to take a break for a while because my mental health has taken a decline as of lately. Not related to any of this RLC stuff. This is just personal life stuff that I just need to step away and take care of myself for a little bit. Hopefully you guys can understand, and thank you guys so much for watching my content and leaving comments. Engaging with my content is the best way to help me grow as a content creator. And even if it's a negative comment, I really do appreciate it. I will be back soon. I'm just going to take some time off Thank you guys for watching this video. Take care.
All right. Shout out to Prelude Boy for making that video. It was very brave of him to come on here in this platform and definitely put that video out. Not only this video, but also the one before it. I give him full kudos, full credit for him. Subscribe to Prelude Boy's channel. Even if you're just looking at just staying in tune, and I'm going to subscribe to him right now, actually. Even if you are, and I've poked through some of his videos, just wanting to know the reports and the news of how these drops are going. I'm personally more interested to see how the drop's going and what were the issues with it, what went well, those kind of news of the drops. More than the car itself. So definitely this is the guy to check out for RLC. He's great. I don't have too many gripes on the video, and I really appreciate also just kind of his openness and such. And I think he did. Yeah, I think it was a good video. I think it was a good video overall. Definitely disagreed with some points. One other thing I do want to say though about this this YouTube to scalper pipeline is one thing I do want to talk about here. And I think this is definitely happening quite a bit here. So I think what happens is you get someone, they decide, all right, I'm either going to get into I'm interested in getting into Hot Wheels, or I want to get deeper into the hobby. I want to know how I can get ahead of the hobby and stuff like this. So they'll watch channels like this, and then also all those peg hunting channels and such. And it really, really messes up the community. Those peg hunting videos, not Mike's hobby. Mike's hobby is fine. A lot of those peg hunting videos, those are the real problems. It's not Lamley. It's really a lot of those peg hunting videos and I know it firsthand. I know this firsthand. In my city in Florida, in my hometown, in another state, all this. A lot of them feed from channels, and I pointed this out in my other videos. I'm not going to name drop right now. Those peg hunting videos, the ones that show that the 7 super treasure hunts that they found in the cases and such, those are the ones that are really damaging. Those are the big problems here. So that pipeline I've seen here in my town firsthand, where you can't get certain castings. It's almost like a checklist of certain castings you can't find in the stores anymore. Why? Because they go to an unnecessary third party. My local area has a diecast store. I do not go to it. There's one that's like a strict diecast store. I do not go to it because he takes the stuff from, a lot of that inventory comes from the 9 stores that's like would be within my route of collecting. So yeah. And guess what? Yeah, dude, I'm from Florida. We are like the hub of the scalpers. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. We are the hub. When I was in Maryland, when I used to live in Maryland, so much better. Then I went to New York. I lived in New York for 5 years. Horrible. That's where I found the scalpers. Their distribution was bad, and then they had scalpers on top of it. And that was in the late 2010s. Now I can't imagine. Then I moved down here, and at first it was okay. Actually, I found like a couple supers even, but then it's clipped with TikTok. With the TikTok, you've had this huge influx of people who have come into the hobby. Some of it for money, some of it because they're car guys. Huge influx of new collectors, and they're the ones who are kind of now cleaning up a lot of the pegs. I bet some of you guys who collected about 10 years ago or so would probably know this. It was rare to see another collector sometimes in these aisles. If you go to Target, Toys R Us, Walmart, I would be the only collector a lot of times. I never would talk to anybody in those Hot Wheels aisles. Now, it's almost like I'm never the only one who's there. I'm never the only one who's there anymore. Like, I actually, I kind of get, like, anxiety, like, kind of, like, peeking around the corner and be like, oh, who's gonna be, in the aisle? And then, like, I'll see the guy who runs that store, or I'll see, like, some other scalper or something like this. It's actually kind of like nerve-wracking almost to a point. But hey, that's why you know what, if you like the new fantasy casting, those will always be there. That awesome 24/7 that actually Lamley showed on his channel, that's gonna be on the pegs. You'll find it. So that's a good thing. Let me take a look at some of these comments right here as well. Mazamiano, you're fighting out of the Hot Wheels collecting. I hope, and if you do leave the Hot Wheels hobby, I can't blame you. Certainly, do make your own decisions. hate to see you go, but definitely if you want to get out and it's better for your mental health to be out of the hobby, you know, certainly, definitely, you know, move on from it, because it's not worth, you know, stressing your life out over this sort of stuff here. Freeze Flame, you focus on mainline only. That's not a bad approach. That's not a bad approach at all. Elite 64 is better than RLC. I completely agree. On the other hand, stop NPCs to blindly buying everything. People always eat the slop. Yeah, a lot of impressionable people. So just like I said right there about the pipeline, the YouTube to scalper pipeline is the same thing. It's actually that on the consumer side too. And I think those are the people that will go to like the Lamleys first. That's the Lamley's good at, like, I think, conjuring up some of those people. The people who will buy off the scalpers, yeah. We need more cyberpunk castings. I totally agree. And some of those really great castings like Future Busta and Devancinator and some of those other really cool cyberpunk castings, I'd love to see more for sure as well. Yeah. Calling Mattel an enemy is a bit overkill. I agree. I think that they're doing some things really good. I love the fact, of course, Acceleracers is back. I think there's some good fantasy Renaissance new castings that have come out in the last 4 years or so. But I don't. Yeah, so I don't think they're the enemy by any stretch of the means. I think actually, they need to clean some things up. They need to be better with their distribution on RLC. Clearly, they have some issues. Like, they're just overall distribution. I think distribution is their biggest weak point right now. And then, of course, I'd like them to kind of refocus the main line a little bit, and refocus tracks and all this. But yeah, calling them enemy, it's the people that are taking the fun out of the hobby. I think that is the enemy. I think in Prelude Boy's case, where he's talking about RLC, Mattel is the problem. I do think Mattel is the problem. Yeah, they don't have to make the main line so affordable, but they do. Yeah, I agree. How many you can't, dude, Pokemon, you can't even get a pack for less than $5. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yep. Mattel engages in a lot of anti-consumer behavior these days. They're just never held accountable. Yeah, and the thing is, Accelerate is like, if we're being honest, who's gonna hold them accountable? Not gonna be me, or it's not gonna be you. Probably. Let's be clear. Like, it's probably would have to be another toy company, like, giving them competition, which is, you're talking about a monopoly at this point. Pun intended, because Mattel owns Monopoly. Honestly, the Mattel headquarter line for Hot Wheels are all a bunch of scalpers just waiting for a case. They're just taking a lot of valuable stuff. Yeah. I've been collecting since 1997, enjoyed all the castings over the years, and fell into the trap of only licensed castings, the stupid chase of Dissons. Yep, you gotta get out of that. That's for sure. Fantasy, but discovering your videos, you've sold me on the Hot Wheels and fantasy, and it's opened my eyes to the fantasy, and I love to see what you see, and it's so enjoyable. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Potato Pack, man. I really do. That's definitely the reason why all of us do this. That's for sure. Shout out to 289 Diecast, longtime supporter of the channel. Shout out to a lot of you guys actually in this chat right now, because I've seen your comments. I've seen you guys all engage on my videos. Like, there's something to, like, the first people that you interact with, and a lot of you guys have been on my channel since I had 100 subscribers, 250, 500. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So definitely, shout out to all you guys. Shout out to every one of you. Yeah, Florida's just, I agree. Florida's just terrible. 289 Diecast, I hate the ones where they make it look like it's okay to open boxes. I just try to make enjoyable peg hunt videos, but these people influence everybody. Don't worry, as a New Yorker myself, I can confirm it's still a complete dumpster file. Hot Wheels Historic, I don't know what part of New York you were in. I was in Nassau County, Long Island. Like, I was like right next to Queens. So like I would do my hunting in Queens, and I would do it in in Nassau County. Ugh, it was terrible. And a little bit in Suffolk. I had to get out of there. That's why I live down here, man. If the Hot Wheels hobby is not more enjoyable here in Florida, but at least I'm not getting taxed. I'm doing it. I'm being miserable in warm weather. So there's that. You know, thankfully I don't think we have scalpers where I'm from, Southeast Asia, but our options here are pretty limited. Yeah, Donut Boy, I think that you guys are a bit better. I've been to the Philippines, I've been to Thailand, I've been to Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, although that's not Southeast Asia, but I've been to a lot of these countries, Taiwan, Japan, and I think that your pegs are better. I'm not sure exactly which country you're from, but I think Philippines had some pretty good pegs when I was in Manila. Malaysia had some good pegs in Kuala Lumpur when I was there. Singapore is okay. It's probably like a little bit better here in the U.S. And Thailand was pretty good too. So I think they're pretty good. Lamley is definitely part of the problem too. You can't just absolve from everything. Oh, I agree. Pin it all on the crusty peg honey videos. Yeah, I agree. Because the pipeline I was talking about, he gets people to, you know, to that point, right? So, yeah. You know, Accelerations is back as long as you don't live on the East Coast. Yeah, dude, the East Coast is a drag, man. I had to phone in a friend to get my first set. Hopefully I'll get to get a set here sometime soon. By the way, are you guys, those of you who are actually having the accelerators in your areas, what's peg warming? Which of the sets, I'm guessing it's the Iridium. I like how they did every casting had 2 per. But which one's like peg warming? I'd love to know. I would love to know. There's a Cyberpunk 5-pack this year. Yes, there is a Cyberpunk 5-pack coming in 2026. I cannot show the image of it, but you can definitely look it up yourself. There's a Fusion Busta in there. There is a Devancinator. There's a GT Hunter. There is a what's the Mod Speeder, and then what's the last one? Lethal Diesel. Those are all in there. Looked at it last night with the VC. Swing and a miss. A few of the castings are decent. I think the GT Hunter's okay. I think that the Fusion Buster could be good. But yeah. What is your opinion on the new track system? I hate it. Now, the new track system, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it can actually connect with your existing Hot Wheels track, right? If I'm not mistaken. So that's good. I have to see it unboxed. I'm sorry. I need to see it in person, and like I don't want to spend my own money on it. So like we're kind of in this dilemma here. I might have to just like bite the bullet and be like, hey, it's a tax write-off. It's a tax write-off. I'm gonna show it in a video. It's a tax write-off, and I'll give my opinion on it. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Hasbro Mattel collab. It's crazy. Yeah, it is. Hasbro owns Monopoly. Really? Hasbro owns Monopoly. So wait a minute. So I believe you. I definitely agree. I definitely believe you. So is it actually owned by Hasbro? Because they have that the new casting is coming out 2026. That one of that piece that moves around the board. So I always thought that it was a oh yeah, yep, Hasbro. Well, there goes any competition, right? I'm excited for then and now and then next year in X Racers. Kevin Kindness says, is then and now coming back? Is then and now coming back? Because then and now is not bad. I don't think Acceleracers are in LA yet. I'll probably have to wait until 2026. In LA? Los Angeles? Oh, they should be there. California was like the first ones to get them. It's probably just the scalpers taking them. Hopelessly waiting for them to show up at my local Walmart. I'm just a fraud. I can't imagine how actual Acceleracers feelings waiting for these damn things. Yeah, you know, It is what it is. It's not the first time though we've been waiting for something. Why does everyone hate experiment motors? Because it's played out. The reason I don't like experiment motors is because it's played out. Look, it was cute the first couple times, but do we really need Crate Racer? Do we need a casting like that? We don't need a casting like that. Do we need the dice rolling casting? They see me rolling. I think that's what it's called. Do we need that? Do we need that? We don't need that. Do we need a cat doing this? No, we don't need that. We don't need that. Was that Feline Lucky? That's what that one's called, right? No. I don't need it. I do not need it. Yeah. Bro, can you pull 4 trash castings? You want me to like show 4 bad castings? Dude, you could go in the whole 2015. You want to go through 2015 real quick? Let's go through 2015. I'm pretty much done talking about this video about Prelude Boy, but definitely check out his channel. Subscribe to his channel. He does a great job. Definitely does a great job. Let's see. You want to go to the Hot Wheels Wiki? You want to do this? Yes. Wiki. Hey, Prelude Boy's in the chat himself, man. Thanks for letting me definitely react to the video, man. I think you made a great follow-up. You know, definitely go back, see my thoughts and such, but good stuff. Good stuff, and I like your part at the end there. Kind of, you know, wrapping up all your thoughts and such, and I agree. Lamley's not the problem here. The majority not the problem. Of course, he's got a little bit of, you know, a little bit of issues, but not over the problem. Not the majority problem here. Okay, let's do the Hot Wheels Wiki. Let's look into this. Should I put in some music? Let's put on some like lo-fi beats to study to. How about that? Let's put some lo-fi beats to study to in the background, eh? This is inoffensive. Okay. Here we go. Alright, let's go through the Hot Wheels Wiki here. We're going to talk about 2015. We are going to talk about 2015 and this absolute disaster that happened this year. I might even make a full video about this. But you want to see bad castings? Well, do I got some for you? Do I got some for you? So we're going to go for just the new models. Just the new models here. And I'm going to show you this run. So I think it starts right about here with Steer Clear. Look at this. Look how terrifying this thing looks. Look at this thing. Look at its mouth. Look at these eyes. They look like they're like Sharpied on. Look at these horns. What is going on here? That is a disaster. Ollie Rocket's fine. I know the backstory on it. I think a kid who was sick in the Make-A-Wish Foundation made this one. So definitely shout out to him. And I don't think it's a bad looking car. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. This is where it gets bad. This is genuinely one of the worst castings I have ever seen. And this right here, if I'm not mistaken, if we go into this, this was for Team Hot Wheels. This was for an actual series. This was for an actual series. They had an animated series of this. And they decided to make this. They decided to make Grease Rod when you could have made any casting. All these other ones, none of them were new castings, I don't think. But this one was. So this is what you chose? It was gone by 2019. Gone by 2019. Who in their right mind? First of all, I'm surprised they even let. Is this a cannon that's on the front of this thing? Or what is it? Like a... I don't know what it is on the front. This is a disaster. The engine piece is the same color as the actual body. Usually they at least try to make some sort of distinction between this, but this is just one solid piece right here. The front, what is the front here? Is this like a train? Is that what it's supposed to be? It looks like the bottom of a train or something like this. And the front, I don't understand that. There's no grill to this thing at all. That thing is horrid, absolute horrid. That is not even an F tier. That thing is like a HI. Like that wouldn't even go on my scale. I can't even rate that. I can't even rate that, bro. Bullwhip. So some people like this casting. I don't get it. I don't think it's like horrid. I don't have it in my collection. Some people though were saying that they like this casting. Not for me. Then you go. The next one is the Arkham Knight Batmobile, which is like one of the worst Batmobiles that has ever came out. Then you get Teed Off 2. Who wanted a Teed Off 2? Nobody even liked the Teed Off 1. So now you're going to take the Teed Off 2. The next car is Pedal Driver. Who asked for this thing? What is this? Who are supposed to go here? Is it supposed to be a Lego guy? Loopster is after that, a gimmick car, which, you know, roller coaster. I mean, I guess you got to have a roller coaster Hot Wheels, right? But it still doesn't look great. Street Stealth is fine. I think it's okay, although it looks kind of cheap. I'm not gonna lie. This plastic piece right here, and how it's just kind of like plugged in. It looks like here, and how there's no detailing whatsoever. Like this would be your speedometer, right, and everything, and can't tell that it is that. You barely tell that at all. The seat's the same color and everything. There's not even a brake in this casting, so that one's not great. Hollinator, probably the worst tow truck that they've ever done. Probably the worst tow truck. Why would you want to have a car like this? Why would you have a tow truck and the car's going like this? It's going into the back of the car. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Let me read some comments here before I go through some other ones. Yeah, some kind of machine. Yeah, Hot Wheels should just stop producing cars in 2015 until 2016. Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's bad. And we're going to look at the license side too. And the license side's not much better. The license side is not much better. Bullwhip is awesome. See, some people like Bullwhip. I think Bullwhip is okay. In my scale, it would be like a D tier casting. It's like a D tier. I do know it's an absolute ripper on the tracks, though, isn't it? Prelude Boy, can we collab? Yes, we can collab. Prelude Boy, definitely. I will. I'll give you a link to, like, I'm on Discord or something like that. We can definitely do it. Well, for Haulerback, at least it can claim it's a track modified truck or something. Yeah, I think Haulerback is much better. Haulerback is not an F, like an F or anything like this. The Hollinator is an F tier. This is another F tier car, even though it's got that extended, you know, back bed, everything. That's an F tier. So like on my scale, Steer Clear is an F. Ollie Rockets like a C probably. This is like a C. Actually, no, it's probably like a D if I'm being honest. It's just I don't like it. The Simpsons probably like a C, maybe a B. Grease Rod, not even on the scale. Batman, like a D. Teed Off 2, an F. That's an F. Pedal Driver, probably a D to an F. Probably a D. Loopster, a D. I mean, like, this run is insane. Like think about this. If all the grades were on a curve, where these would be. Street South would be like a C to a D, probably a D if I'm being honest. Hollinator is like an F. I mean, this is kind of crazy. Bullwhip is like a C to a D, probably a D. Hoverstorm, this is again, I've heard about some people liking this casting. Don't like it at all. I do not like this thing at all. I don't understand what it's trying to be. What is it supposed to be, like a hovercraft on wheels? Just because it's an item in this world and it exists, that doesn't mean you need to put it on wheels. Okay? I don't know what this is. This is woke nonsense right here on wheels. This is just woke nonsense. That's what this is. Not political, by the way. This is woke nonsense. Okay? That's what this is. Oh, no. No, that's not going to be in here. Not with me. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing here? Just because you throw a bunch of sponsors here on the side, that doesn't make this thing good. This thing is atrocious. Aeropod is atrocious. Again, another D-level casting, I would say. A bobsled. Why do you need to have a bobsled? Why do you need to have a bobsled car? And look at this. Isn't a bobsled only like 3 people, like 2 people that are supposed to be in like a bobsled? It's very little, isn't it? It's very, very little. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. It just doesn't get any better, right? I mean, let's take a, what is this, like a snow jet? Or what are these things called even? Let's put it on wheels. What are we doing? What are we doing? So this run right here, that was like 15 castings. That is probably the worst run. Name me, because all these cars, these all came out one after another. Name me a worse run than that. Name me. I don't think you can. I don't think you can. I mean, the only competitor would be in 2004 if they had a run where it was like a bunch of fat backs and hard noses. Look at this. Look at this. Absolutely atrocious. All right, and then they picked it up here a bit more, you know, a little bit later in the year, but there were still some stinkers, like not proportional at all. Completely unproportional. Not even close to the actual proportions of the real thing. And the same thing goes like here. Look at the more recent Urus casting. There's a reason they had to make that. Look at this. This is not the shape of this car at all. The wheels are half the side of the body. So this is not, again, not proportional. Not proportional. It sits stupid high too. Sits way, way, way too high. The wheels are too big. Either the casting itself needs to be bigger or the wheels need to be smaller. One of the two. Horrid. What? I mean, it just keeps going, man. I mean, look at this Bob the Builder ass casting right here. I mean, this is a horror show, man. This is a horror show. I mean, even Chill Mill to me is a big downgrade on some of the previous ice cream trucks that you've had in the Hot Wheels main line. And then one other thing, I never got it with this casting. I never got it. I think this is like the most boring, uninspired BMW casting that you probably will ever see. The proportions on it are fine. It's just so boring. And if you can see, look at this. No back tampos. And on licensed castings that are clean, no excuse for that. There absolutely needs to be back tampos on every. It needs to be front back tampos and clean colorways for those first releases. For me, on licensed side. Same problem with the Cadillac El Mirage. Cadillac El Mirage also, I don't think it's one time had back tampos. I don't think it's ever had back tampos. So what we're getting here is so bad. Look at. But what is this? This casting looks unfinished. It looks unfinished. It looks like it needs a piece. Like, look at it right here. It looks like it has a window piece that's missing right there. Okay, the thing is too narrow. This track assist piece right here, where you click it up, and it helps it go on the track. It's way too big for the actual casting itself. Why is the rim showing here? It looks unfinished. This is an F. Like, that's an F. Nitro Tailgater is this year. And I think Nitro Tailgater is okay as a casting. Like, I would probably grade it like a C. But the problem with it is, like, I don't think they've ever done like a good deco on it. The biggest issue with this deco, first of all, the choice of blue makes it look too plasticky. Look at this. It even has errors, like tempo errors, in the version that's even like picked out here, but whatever. The windshield shouldn't be blue. It shouldn't be a blue on blue. That is like what can you do? This thing right here, Epic Fast, has been haunting, absolutely haunting the track sets for the last 10 years, terrorizing as a track set exclusive. And this thing looks awful. Absolutely awful. Is this supposed to be a plane? If it's supposed to be a plane, this is the real plane casting. This one, Jet Threat, there's so many better ones than this one right here. This one's atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. So, I mean, how many... also not good. Also not good. Because the scale is wrong. This shouldn't be so drastically different than the Honda NSX casting that was in premium. They should be around the same size, and they aren't. They're not even close. They're not even close proportionally. And it took me a while to realize that. But then I looked more into this thing. The scale is a mess on this car. So, and we don't even need to go into this. This is one of the worst license castings I've probably ever seen. This is proportioned so bad. Why does it does not need to have this wing here in the back. Awful casting. This one in the Porsche Panamera. I think the Panamera might be this year. Is the Panamera this year? I don't know if it's this year or if it's a previous year. Awful castings. Yeah. Take care, Hot Wheels Story, man. Take care. Thanks so much for joining the stream. Horrid. Just awful. Winning formula. Maybe the worst Formula 1 casting they've ever produced, too. Just all this coming out of 2015. Like, what is this? What even is that? Ay. And the decos are just bad. The decos are bad. Now, they try to clean up their act here a little bit at the end. I think Speed Slayer is not terrible. I think it's okay. It's like I would give that like a C. The Project Type R, Project 7 is a good casting. I like that one when that came out. Power Surge is pretty good. The NSX is great. The NSX I'd probably put in like an S tier. Like it's a really top level casting. The Lotus is good. I think the Lotus is proportioned right. The Escort looks nice. The Huracan's well proportioned, so this is a decent casting. McLaren P1, the proportions are not proper on it, but I still think it's okay. I would give it a pass. So it's a solid casting. The SRT is good, and then Driftsta is just Streets won't forget Baller for sure. Streets won't forget Baller right here. This guy is a superstar for sure. And it's such a shame that this thing wasn't in the Hot Wheels Unleashed video games, because this thing would be so much fun to drift around, wouldn't it? So they try to save it at the end, but overall, I mean, again, is there a decent casting here or there? Like that Viper ACR, GT Hunter's in here. GT Hunter's pretty good. That's a decent Ford F-150. Like there's some bright spots here, but it's just not enough. Even this, just like the scale looks like totally off. Scale looks completely off on this thing. Looks ridiculous. And then a deco. Let's debut the Corvette Grand Sport Roadster with a orange base. Let's do it with an orange base, a blue interior, and a blue deco. And let's recolor it. Where'd it go? This thing's trying to hide from me. Then we'll do it properly when we recolor it. So this is this is This is a mess. This is a real mess. Look at that, man. Look at that white. Look at that white. 2015, horrid. So if you wanted bad castings, I just gave you like 20 of them. I just gave you like 20 of them. Right there. Anyways. I guess anything else here before I end the stream? You know, definitely shout out to Prelude Boy 99 for even coming through on the stream. Shout out to all you guys as well for being in the chat. Shout out to you, Kenny Chan. Shout out to TK Beat here being with us. Shout out to 289 Diecast, like I said before. Shout out to Hot Wheels Historian being here. Shout out to Carboy always. Shout out to my friend there, Carboy from Canada. Shout out to Donut Boy. Shout out to all you guys for sticking around. NN Collectibles. Shout out to you, my friend. All you guys for being here. Shout out to Accelerates also for joining the stream as well. You know, we're building a great community here. You slowly but surely. We're going to make a great community here, man. And, you know, all of you guys are definitely making it happen. So, you know, thanks so much to you all. Thanks so much for, you know, joining the stream here tonight. We definitely do another live stream. I'm glad that I finally figured out the audio issue. So if you guys were here at the beginning, you know, sorry about the delay on that. But now it seems like I know what we're doing here going forward. So definitely we're going to be doing some more videos going forward here. So if you guys haven't, join the Discord for sure. I don't know if I don't have like a link that I can just like oh yeah, I can put in the chat. Hold up, let me put it in the chat. Let me put this in the chat. If you guys haven't joined our Discord, definitely do so, because I'm gonna do like live VCs. So you guys, if you guys wanted to you know, join those and chat with me there, definitely we're doing that. And we had our first one yesterday. You can be part of even planning for my next videos. Like some of your input, I'll actually be, you know, using some of those takes for sure. So great way to, you know, interact with me. And there's some, you know, cool people here in the Discord. We only have like, I think 40 members so far, but, you know, definitely still growing. And you know, you guys always can come and join and you know, interact with more people. And what's really cool is I think we have people from like 15 different countries so far in all time zones, which is really cool. We got people from Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Australia, Mongolia, India, where else? Austria, Netherlands, UK, Poland, Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, Canada, US. I mean, all types of places. So that's a really, really cool part. So you can kind of see what's going on in the diecast world around the globe. So, anyways, thank you guys all so much for your time, for being here during your morning, your Sunday morning, or during your Saturday night. And I really, really hope to see you guys on the next live stream, and really appreciated all the support that you guys are giving. So until next time, take care, everybody. Bye bye. Thanks so much for your time.